you know, back then, a good artist, if they could paint realistically, if they could paint a portrait that looked exactly like someone, they were good. But then the Impressionists, they were like, we got the camera now. Like, we've have like technology and stuff that, why would we need to paint exactly like what it looks like when we can show the world our own impression, what I feel, what I see in my brain, because what I see may not be the same thing that you see. So let me show it to you in paint. Those are the Impressionists. And then the Post-Impressionists were like, take this, suckers. We're gonna take what you started, Impressionists, and we're gonna take it a step further. We're gonna do more brush strokes and like moving brush strokes. Like, you thought you liked movement? You just wait. You look at what we can do. And they created these crazy, crazy like textured scenes. And the Post-Impressionists were the first people to really experiment with color. The Impressionists, they were like, oh, we're gonna do like textures and make it like fun and bumpy and stuff. But it wasn't until like the guys like Van Gogh who were like, but I'm gonna make it like bright blue. I'm gonna make my face kind of green. I'm gonna make everything yellow because it reminds me of sunshine and happiness and purity and all those things. And then it gets crazier. I know. What? Enter the wild beasts. The Fauvism movement is so all about color. So they're taking things from the Post-Impressionism movement and saying, watch this. Oh boy, you ain't seen nothing yet. They took color a step further. So you're probably wondering, why are they called the wild beasts? Well, sure, okay, it's funny, it's catchy or whatever. This is like 1900, okay? This is a long time ago. So it's not like they were like trying to make a cool hashtag for themselves or anything. They were called the wild beasts because the first time Henri Matisse showed one of his paintings with this type of Fauvism style, everyone hated it. They were like, ew, this is so wrong. None of the colors are right. This is a bam. And you're like, but it's really cool. Like, we think it's cool now. That's because we're moved on. But these guys, is the first time they've ever seen it and they thought it was so crazy. You are a wild beast for making her face green. That's why they're called the beast, because back at that time, this wasn't normal. It wasn't cool. Now it's cool, and now we're learning about it. So that's why they're called the wild beasts, or les fauves. I don't speak French, so, you know, give me a break. Henri Matisse and another guy named Andre Derain, or Derain, I don't know. They are basically like the fathers of Fauvism, the color beasts. I like to think of myself as a color beast because I love everything color. I mean, like, look at my hair, right? So we know that by this time in these three art movements that we've covered, brushstroke is a huge one, right? Brushstrokes are getting bigger, they're getting texturier, there's more texture. And then color was also starting to get a little bit crazier, but this is the movement where color really took full force. It was really like, yes, green face, blue face, red mountains. Nothing was normal. Nothing was representational. When you look at like a landscape, like when you look out a window and you see trees or buildings and you see normal colors, Fauvists were like, no, we're gonna paint it whatever color we feel, whatever we want. I'm gonna do whatever I want. And that is when it really starts getting crazy, because the next movement we're talking about, Expressionism. Yeah, because the next movement, they really take all these like internal feelings that the Impressionists, Post-Impressionists, and the Fauvists started using. They're like, oh, this is my impression of things. But then the group after this, they're like, this is what I'm expressing to you. This is what I want everyone to feel, and I want to tell the world through my art. And it gets crazier. So I'm super pumped for the rest of this art venture because it's gonna get crazier. But today we're exploring Fauvism. So let's go be some beasts, huh? Beasts of color beast of simplified shapes. So you know how when I was saying brush strokes, they're getting crazier? They're starting to look less realistic even than the last. And then the colors are getting less realistic than the last. And the shapes, like their noses and their eyes and their cheeks, everything starts getting flatter. More flat, right? It's not like they're not trying to make it look like it. They're trying to make it look nothing like it. And it's crazy for that time. But you will see, like, you know, Picasso, that guy, yeah, none of the stuff he made looked like anything it was supposed to be, right? That's where we're going. So, move down the art movement, let's go.